Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here. In this video is one you guys have been wanting for a long time. And although I review tons of energy drinks and I do top 10 lists, top 20 lists, you all want to know my opinion on what drinks are the best drinks, which company is better. So stay tuned for a rare Caffeine Man video going over which company is better, Gorilla Mind or Ghost, coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And in today's video, we're going over a rare video where I am comparing two companies to let you know which one is better, and that is Ghost or Gorilla Mind. And why exactly do I say it is a rare video for me? Well, because I'm not your typical YouTuber, and it's probably why I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers, because I don't like controversy. If you're gonna have a successful channel, you have to complain about how much you hate or love Logan Paul, how disgusted you are by Panera trying to kill people, and how evil it is to bankrupt a company and then buy them. It's just not something I do, except that last one. And it could just be a psychological issue that I have where, I want everyone to like me, or maybe I just don't want to upset any energy drink companies with the potential of eventually being sponsored by somebody. Ghost? Gorilla Mind? Maybe? But whatever the case, I tend to stay a bit neutral, and although I will be comparing the good and the bad of both of these companies, in the end, I will tell you which company I think is better once I've presented all of my factual information, of course. Ghost versus Gorilla Mind. Let's get started. Now, when it comes to a topic as large as this, we can't help but to briefly talk about some history about how these companies came into existence. And I will keep it very brief because I know most of you aren't really history buffs, and maybe are. But in 1993, a supplement company called VPX hit the market and had high hopes of being the biggest and best supplement company there is, like most companies. And in 2012, VPX came out with an energy drink that you may have heard of, and that energy drink was Bang Energy. This energy drink revolutionized the energy drink industry for numerous reasons. It was marketed as a pre-workout energy drink with 300 milligrams of caffeine to really give you that boost of energy for working out. It also touted that it had tons of BCAAs, CoQ10, and other ingredients to help you with your workout. And most importantly, they also came out with a lot of unique flavors. They were the originator of a cotton candy flavored energy drink, which had never been done before. They brought Star Blast to the market, now more commonly known as a Rocket Pop flavor. And over the years, they came out with tons of uniquely flavored energy drinks. They even came up with a key lime pie. Yes, key lime pie that actually tasted like key lime pie. They broke the mold for flavors because most of your common flavors were things like grape, orange, blue raspberry, cherry, citrus. You were lucky if a company tossed you a cherry lime here or there. But Bang, they changed all that. This also paved the way for other supplement companies to jump into the energy drink game. If Bang can become so popular among workout enthusiasts, why couldn't some other supplement companies try to get into this? And not only did Bang become so popular that it was in regular supplement stores, eventually they actually made it into your regular everyday stores, making pre-workouts a new genre of energy drinks to get into stores. With the growth that Bang Energy had as a supplement company in the energy drink market, it was only a matter of time before some other supplement companies started putting out some energy drinks. Pre-workout drinks really began flooding the market and keeping everybody busy. And I mean everybody busy. I could not keep up with all of my reviews. It was insanity is what it was. Fast forward to the fourth quarter of 2020, and everyone was highly anticipating a new energy drink called Ghost. Ghost Energy had been born. When we talk about revolutionary energy drink companies, Bang Energy always enters the conversation for reasons already mentioned. A close second place though is Ghost Energy. Ghost Energy, as implied by their name, came out with products that had full transparency, meaning that they told you not only everything that was in their drink, but how much of each ingredient was in their drink. This was huge. At a time when everyone was questioning how many BCAAs does Bang actually have in it? Was it an effective dosage? Were other supplement companies coming out with energy drinks giving you an effective dosage of beta-alanine, carnitine, BCAAs, essential amino acids, CoQ10? All these companies were claiming to have these wonderful pre-workout ingredients in there, but how much were they actually giving you? The true workout people in the world knew that you needed at least 6 grams, 6,000 milligrams of BCAAs to be effective for your workout, and there was no way an energy drink was getting 6 grams of BCAAs into an energy drink. And come to find out, numerous years later, we found out that Bang not only didn't have an effective dosage of BCAAs, but they were just pixie dusting them in there, sprinkling them in there, and there were barely any BCAAs in there to begin with. With so many imposters out there pixie dusting their ingredients in there just to sound like they were a great drink, Ghost Energy said, no, we're going to show you exactly what's in our can. Oh, this drink has carnitine in it, but how much does it really have? It's got 1,000 milligrams of carnitine. Oh, well, is that an effective dosage? Yes. Yes, it is. Oh, well, what about that alpha GPC that it has? It's got 150 milligrams, which is an effective dosage of alpha GPC, as well as 100 milligrams of neurofactor. Not only was Ghost fully transparent with all the ingredients that they put into their drink, but they didn't just give you pre-workout ingredients, they actually gave you drinks for focus and for some pre-workout, so that it became an energy drink for everybody. You didn't need to work out to drink it, but you didn't need to be a workout person to drink it. It had benefits for everyone. Ghost knew that people weren't going to be drinking their drink for some BCAAs or anything. They knew that people that work out actually get their BCAAs from their BCAA powders or their pre-workout powders or their proteins. Whatever they need to work out, they get it from other supplements. Therefore, they only put ingredients in the drink that they know would benefit you, which would be ingredients to help not only your workout, but also to help you focus. This was also an intriguing concept because not too many energy drinks had focused on focus. Although energy is important and 300 milligrams of caffeine is going to give you a boost of energy, what you really need when working out is focus. You need to focus on how many reps you're going to be doing to get through your workout. You need to focus on your form to make sure you're doing it right. You don't just need energy to push the maximum amount of weight that you want to push. You also need focus throughout your workout. Crazy as a Ghost knew this. Once Ghost started to do this, several other supplement companies that made energy drinks also focused on having some focus ingredients in their drink. And although there were some companies that still focused on beta-alanine, betaine anhydrous, and some other solid pre-workout ingredients, more companies started going for a mix of pre-workout and nootropic for focus. To add to the revolutionary energy drink trend, Ghost was also one of the first companies to introduce natural caffeine into energy drinks. And people started saying, what's so big about natural caffeine? Because everyone up until this point just used synthetic caffeine, and people are like, what's the difference? But people quickly started to find out that natural caffeine takes the body slightly longer to process. Therefore, you get a longer lasting caffeine, a longer lasting energy out of natural caffeine, and people found that out. They started to feel the effects of natural caffeine versus synthetic. Synthetic tends to hit you a bit harder. People really started to love the natural caffeine, and it started showing up in more energy drinks after Ghost had done it. I mean, let's face it, who wouldn't want a longer lasting energy? But let's talk about Gorilla Mind for a little bit too. Can't just be talking about Ghost in this video. In 2023, not too long ago, we heard that a company named Gorilla Mind was going to be releasing an energy drink. Well, actually, the supplement company was known as Gorilla Mode and was started by Derek Monroe of More Plates, More Dates. More Plates, More Dates is a YouTube channel, but before he started his YouTube channel, Derek was a famous bodybuilder and extremely knowledgeable about the health and fitness industry, which is what led him to start More Plates, More Dates, as well as a podcast, as well as educating tons of people about the industry, and ultimately creating Gorilla Mode. With all of his knowledge in the health and fitness industry, it was inevitable that Gorilla Mode was going to be a success, and it grew in popularity really fast because when you have supplement companies that are owned by people who actually work out, they know what they need in their body and they know what to put into your body. And when we heard that he was going to be making an energy drink called Gorilla Mind, needless to say, there was a ton of excitement in the air. Not only that, but once people started hearing about it, this was being marketed as being the most efficacious How is that spelled? How do you pronounce that? Efficiencies? Efficacious. Is it efficacious? Is it efficacious? You don't know if it's efficacious. Is that too big of a word for you? It is too big of a word for me. But it was gonna be, but basically it was gonna be known as the most amount of effective ingredients in an energy drink, and not just any ingredients, but the most efficacious, if that is the right word, nootropic ingredients. Yes, they weren't going to be focusing on any pre-workout ingredients really. They were going to be focusing all on focus, and they were going to be giving you tons of nootropic ingredients to make it the most efficacious drink. I think it's efficacious. I should look that up, but even if I did, I'd probably still say it wrong. But he sort of kind of went with the idea that Ghost kind of gave you by giving you some focus ingredients in pre-workout, but he 100% doubled down, took out the pre-workout, gave you all nootropics for focus, also knowing that most people were going to be taking all of their other supplements, all the proteins, all the pre-workouts, all that stuff out of their supplements and pre-workouts. Therefore, in his drink, he wanted you to have focus, dead on focus. And energy is an energy drink, and said he was going to give you a bunch of ingredients in there, which he did. In the same way that Ghost was fully transparent with their cans, other companies started to sort of bring that on because they're like, no, we have effective doses of this one ingredient, honest. Gorilla Mind said, no, we're also going to tell you all of the dosages in our drink. And at this point, people started saying, well, hey, is Gorilla Mind copying Ghost here? And we're like, no, they're not copying Ghost. I mean, sure, things might look a little bit similar. But listen, there's only so much space on the can. What else do you use for a picture of energy but like a lightning bolt? And how many different brains are you expected to have for clip art? So they just wanted to show you that, you know, no sugar, epic focus, the brain for mental clarity, and yeah. So yeah, similar, yeah. But you know, like I said, limited can space, limited amount of pictures to choose from. People are just so quick to shout out lawsuit and copycat. Where was I? Let's see, where? Transparency and efficiency-ness. Hearing about all the ingredients in this drink, we had one question on our mind: how is this drink gonna taste? And that wasn't oh, how are these gonna taste? It was, how are these drinks gonna taste? Because they are putting a lot of nootropic ingredients in there. And if anyone knows energy drinks, the more ingredients you start putting in there, the more healthy things or the more whatever that you're putting in there, eventually you can sometimes taste those things in the drink. So yeah, it's all well and good that you're giving us all this stuff, but guess what? We don't really want to taste any of those things, because even the slightest bit of negative taste, it could ruin the energy. It could ruin the company altogether. I mean, if people don't like the taste of your drink, even if it's just slightly bitter or slightly whatever, you need to cover up the flavor of those ingredients. We're talking 1,000 milligrams of tyrosine, 400 milligrams of alpha GPC, 200 milligrams of caffeine, which we know can be bitter, 200 milligrams of aridine 5-monophosphate, whatever the heck that is, 15 milligrams of saffron, 200 micrograms of huperzine A, and at least 100% of 5 different essential vitamins. It was on the cusp of tasting bad in our heads just from what we know of energy drinks. That's too much stuff. They're not going to cover it all up. Yes, it is an amazing ingredients list. It is amazing nootropic, all effective dosages of these nootropic ingredients. But when it comes to energy drinks, people really care about 2 things: energy and flavor. Everything else is just a bonus. So these drinks need to taste good to be successful. And you know how successful they are. Well, let's talk about price and availability. We can go on and on and on talking about the great things and amazing things about both of these companies, but we cannot forget the fact that they do have some downsides, and they do have some things they need to overcome or have overcome. And one of those things is availability. When Ghost first came out, they did have the upper hand because they did have a lot of their products already in GNC. So as soon as they were released, they were able to get some of their drinks into stores. And it wasn't long that before they were only in some GNC stores, they saw the the sales increase and GNC said, we want you in all of our stores. And then they also hit Vitamin Shop, because supplement companies have a much easier chance at getting into supplement shops because there's supplements in the energy drinks, as opposed to being able to get into regular stores, which is a far more difficult process. Not only is it a difficult task to get into stores for energy drinks, but for pretty much any company in any industry, trying to get shelf space in a store is extremely difficult, because when you go into the store looking for an energy drink, the shelf space is already purchased. There was a lot of Monster, a lot of Red Bull, a lot of Rockstar, a lot of Bang, a few other companies here and there, but the shelf space was all bought up. And if you want to get into a store, you need to show them your numbers. You need to convince them that you're selling, that you're popular, and that you're going to bring in the people and make the store some money. And trust me, Ghost wanted to be in stores. People were complaining because Ghost started selling out everywhere when it first came out. And obviously when it first came out, they had a limited production because they didn't know how big it was going to be. Of course, they wanted it to be huge, but you never know. And it was huge, and it started selling out everywhere. And it took them a while before they could get up and running and keep this stuff in stores. And of course online, because of course you can buy everything online. But these drinks became highly sought after, and it was only a matter of time before people started saying, man, I wish these were in stores. Why aren't these in stores? Ghost, get into stores, or we're not even gonna bother to try drinking you. Yeah, some people, they go a little over the top, but being in stores is where you're gonna get most exposure. People can find your drinks. People don't want to spend money on a case of energy drinks online that they don't know if they're even gonna like. They want to be able to try a can, and not everyone has a GNC and Vitamin Shop near them, so you gotta get into regular stores, and they wanted to be in stores. And in 2021, only a year after the release of the energy drink, they were able to get into a few more stores with the help of the distributor, Anheuser-Busch. They were able to get their foot into the door with some Circle K's. Like I said, they probably wanted to see their numbers. They gave them bottom shelf. It was bottom shelf for Ghost. I mean, come on, looking back now, they're kicking themselves. But they gave them some bottom shelf space. People had to go searching for it. But after they were in limited stores in the country, I think it was just on the West Coast too, it was shortly after that Circle K said, no, all our stores, we want them all, and not on the bottom shelf anymore. We're putting you up. And they even started putting like banners on the front of the fridge. Like before you could even open the door, there was this banner for like Ghost and cans right there. Like it was crazy how much Circle K wanted Ghost, and then Kroger got Ghost, and then 7-Elevens everywhere got Ghost. Ghost was everywhere. Availability was no longer a problem. As for your price point, the price point was a little bit higher. When you were in GNC and Vitamin Shop, your price point was $2.99, which was the standard for your supplement energy drinks. It has been for your supplement type energy drinks, whereas your normal Monsters and Rockstars and Bangs and regular stores tended to be like $2, $2.25, $2.50. They weren't really that high price tag. But in order to get the name out there, Ghost did run specials at these stores, 2 for $5 to get them for $2.50 each. But there are just some people that don't want to pay $3. Like, I'm not paying $3 for an energy drink. So there were some people that were shying away from it. They were a little scared by the sticker shock of it all. But people did also need to take in consideration that it was 2021. We were still in the midst of COVID. There were supply chain issues. And then ever since then, we've been on an inflation kick that hasn't stopped yet. So $3 for an energy drink now is pretty good compared to all the prices that are going up everywhere else for everything else in the world. $3 seemed to be manageable. Some people will still complain that they want their $1 Venoms and $1 Rippets, which are now $1.25. If you wanted to purchase them and still want to purchase them online, Ghost is $29.99 a case, and that is once again your typical price for your supplement companies, your C4s, your 3Ds, all that stuff. Usually the going price is $29.99, and I am the type of person that doesn't pay full price for energy drinks because I'm cheap, so I I typically only buy the drinks when they're buy one, get one 50% off at Vitamin Shop, GNC, or other online places that offer BOGO 50, and I will stock up. So being in stores really isn't a thing for me because I drink so many energy drinks that I buy in bulk to save money. But pricing and availability was an issue. The availability is no longer an issue. Some people still have a problem with the price. Most people have learned to accept it, paying a little bit more, getting a better quality product. But what about Gorilla Mind? Well, Gorilla Mind is currently going through some of the same struggles that Ghost went through, and it's only because they're so new. Ghost has had a little more time on the market, but as of the making of this video, we are in July of 2024, and Gorilla Mind was originally released in April of 2023, so we're just over a year mark since Gorilla Mind has come out. And unfortunately, Gorilla Mind wasn't as lucky as Ghost to have their foot in the door with a supplement store, so you needed to purchase Gorilla Mind online from Gorilla Mind. Yikes. That is a big pill to swallow. That is very hard for anybody to do. A lot of people, like I said, don't like purchasing energy drinks when they haven't even tried them. And now there's this brand new company on the market. I need to grab it from a store. I need to try one first, not buying a full case. But that being the case, I say that now, this stuff started selling out online fast. It was gone. You'd hear someone say, oh, hey, yesterday, Gorilla Mind restocked. It was gone today. It was gone. And of course, they probably did the same thing. They probably didn't go crazy with their production at first, not knowing whether it was going to be successful or not. But then after that first release, they needed to start making more. And they did start making more. And then it still kept selling out. And people just kept saying, more. Where's our Gorilla Mind? Where's our production? Why are you always sold out, Gorilla Mind? And they were going ape poop over it. See what I did there? But people wanted these drinks, and Gorilla Mind was like, listen, we're trying. Please, we're trying. The hype became so incredible that there were even people that were like, you know what? I usually don't buy energy drinks online, but they're not available anywhere else, and I just keep hearing amazing. No one has anything bad to say about this company. They're like the most delicious drink in human history. Maybe I will buy a case. Maybe for the first time in my life, I will go against my whim. I will go against what I normally do in the world. This will be life-changing. I am going to buy a case of Gorilla Mind online. They click the button, and to their surprise, sold out. This person just made a life-changing decision, and Gorilla Mind says, sorry, we're sold out. Gorilla Mind, how could you do that to somebody? In all my years of doing this channel, in all my years of purchasing and finding energy drinks, I had not seen a more sought after drink than Gorilla Mind when it came out. I mean, everyone was up in arms about the popularity of Prime Hydration, that is. You can find Prime Energy anywhere, but Prime Hydration, everyone was going crazy for it. It was selling for buku bucks on Amazon, online, eBay, people donating their arms for it. I mean, it was insanity. That was for Prime Hydration. Gorilla Mind is the equivalent of Prime Hydration because everyone was trying to get their hands on Gorilla Mind and couldn't. And I mean, if Gorilla Mind couldn't keep up with the online demand, how in the world would they be able to fulfill any contract with nationwide companies such as GNC and Vitamin Shop? The quantities that they'd have to make just to put a case or two in each one of those stores, it is insane. What's Gorilla Mind gonna do? And not only was the availability of Gorilla Mind an issue, but also the price point. The price point was fairly steep compared to all the other energy drinks. Cases that were $29.99 in store of other energy drinks, Gorilla Mind was $34.99. So yeah, $5 higher than any of the other cases that you could get online from other supplement companies. But they did offer you a variety pack. That way, if you're the type of person who didn't want to buy a case just for one drink to try out, well, now you had your option of 4 different drinks. But in order to get that variety pack, you had to pay $39.99. Yeah, Yeah, you want to talk about pricing being a little bit high. That is how much you'd have to pay for a variety pack. But then guess what? You still weren't buying it from Vitamin Shoppe or GNC. You were buying it from Gorilla Mind, which means you had to pay shipping, and that could cost you anywhere from $18 to $25 a case. Yes, this drink is I don't know how it sold out online, because the math of how expensive this drink was just crazy. Like, even if you're like, oh, maybe I'll buy the maybe $34.99, you click on the button, oh, $20 to ship. That's now making this way too much money. But somehow it was so good, people were buying it at the higher price point. But people didn't have to scramble for too long. After 4 or 5 months of day and night working, not sleeping at all, Derek was drinking the energy drinks probably every single day, didn't sleep for months because he knew he had to do something to get these into stores. And finally, he was able to come up with an agreement with GNC and or Vitamin Shoppe. I forget which was the first one to get it, but some of the drinks went to Vitamin Shoppe, some of the drinks went to GNC. Now people all over the United States, if they had one of those stores next to them, could try them from the stores. Not only that, but because Vitamin Shoppe and GNC was now carrying them, people also had the option of purchasing them online from a major realtor where they could afford the shipping. GNC, Vitamin Shoppe, they're always doing some kind of a sale. They're always doing site-wide sales. Everyone loves their BOGO 50 because you buy one, you get one 50% off. You're going to get a deal on the drinks. And if you purchase enough from them, they usually have some kind of free shipping or 20% off your order or whatever the case may be. But now you can get Gorilla Mind, and you can get it for a little bit cheaper than you can in the store. Availability was now not an issue. Pricing still kind of an issue. It's still $3.49 in your stores, your GNCs, your Vitamin Shoppes. The cases are still $34.99 if you want a case. And even if they were able to get into regular stores and convenience stores, I'm curious if that would be a good thing or not for them because of the price point. Your everyday person isn't going to want to buy a drink that they might not know about for $3.49. They might be going more for something that they know, or they might purchase it because people were hearing about Ghost, paid the slightly higher price. Would everyday people buy it from the store? I don't know. All right, let's go ahead. Let's talk about some flavors. Now, so far, you've gotten some history, you've heard about some disadvantages and things that the companies need to overcome, and overall, you have a general idea of how amazing these drinks are. But why are they so amazing? Why are people going crazy for these drinks? Why is Ghost versus Gorilla Mind even a video that I'm making? It's because they are the two biggest up-and-coming brands with great ingredients and great flavors. And let's face it, it's the flavors that we care most about. Now, some of the normal everyday conversation from the normies out there might sound something like, oh, hey, have you seen that new Alana drink out there? Alana new, and that explosive drink is a TNT, no, C4. There's a new C4 out too, it's really good. But all of us in the energy drink world who knows anything about energy drinks are fighting which energy drink is better, Ghost or Gorilla Mind. This is the next big thing since Monster vs. Bang in the energy drink world. When Ghost announced their first 4 flavors that they were gonna release, they set the energy drink world ablaze. When we mention revolutionary things that Bang did and what Ghost did with their transparency in energy drinks, we cannot forget what Ghost did for the flavors. And if Bang had unique flavors that they were coming up with, Ghost one-upped it by doing flavor collabs with other companies. Yeah. The very first brand name they had was Sour Patch Kids. While other companies were out there making Sour Patch Brothers, you had Ghost working on an actual collab with the brand name company Sour Patch Kids. And heck, while you're at it, why not go ahead and get a collab with Warheads too? Yes, Ghost made brand name collabs a thing, putting them a step above the rest, leaving all the other companies saying, who can we collab with? In time, C4 eventually partnered with Skittles and Starburst, Rise partnered with Kool-Aid and Ring Pop, as well as numerous other collabs out there. Now, in that first release from Ghost Energy, you had some really great drinks. You actually had a citrus flavor that scored really well. And I mean, it was very, very competitive with the other citrus drinks out there. It's always good to have a staple flavor in your line. A lot of companies have citrus, and this was one of the best citruses I had ever had. It actually scored a 9.1 on the Caffeine Man rating chart, and I don't even like citrus flavors, but they did a great job with it. And at the time, 9.1 was the highest score on the Caffeine Man rating chart for a citrus flavor. And here we are several years later, and they are still in the top 10 of all the citrus flavors that I have reviewed because they did such a great job with it. They also released a tropical mango flavor, which I also thought was really, really great. That also scored a 9.1 on the Caffeine Man rating chart. There was a lot of competition for mango at the time, but still, it was in the top 10 mango flavors out there. And with so many energy drinks I reviewed, the top 10 is a good place to be in, but still 9.1, great score. Unfortunately, these two drinks over time, over the months and over the years, almost got completely forgotten about, because also in that first release of drinks, they came out with Sour Patch Kids Red Berry and Warhead Sour Watermelon. Yeah, those are the two brand name collabs, and man, did they do an amazing job with those two collabs. So much so, people are like, citrus, tropical mango, what? Ghost has those in their line? Yeah, they have citrus there, which I think they changed the can since then. They got tropical mango. This was the first can they came out with, and they said, oh, that's too orange. We're gonna go with orange and blue. But yeah, those were part of their first release. And listen, if you haven't tried them yet, definitely try them. They're great flavors, but like I said, they got left in the dust by their other two releases. And my goodness, these drinks took the world by storm, and we didn't know it at the time, but as they continued to release flavors, Ghost was on its way to being the king of sours and is currently been titled the king of sour energy drinks. Granted, I don't know if they call themselves that or if other people call them that. I'm the one who gave them the blessing and put the crown on their head, calling them the king of sours. So it was sort of a Caffeine Man thing, but everyone kind of agreed with me in the comments. So, you know, they could call themselves the king of sours, but it was deemed appropriate by me. But anyone who drinks any of the Sour Patch Kids or Warheads will also agree Ghost is the king of sours. They did such a great job with their sour flavors that they couldn't help but come out with another Sour Patch Kids flavors, the Blue Raspberry, and another Warheads flavor, Sour Apple. All absolutely amazing flavors. I don't even like sour drinks, and they had me. I was a believer in sour energy drinks. The sweet and sour that they put into these drinks is a great combination, and if you like your super sour drinks, the Warheads are just sour all the way. They also released a sour pink lemonade and even had a limited edition collab with sour strips. Nobody can compete with Ghost when it comes to the sours. But is that all that they're good for? Oh, heck no. Citrus is still a great flavor, even though I don't like citrus drinks. But that's not the only collabs that they did. They also did a collab with Bubblicious, bringing you a bubblegum flavored energy drink when there's not many on the market. Some people say they're the only ones, but there are a few lesser known brands that had bubblegum flavors, but Ghost is the one that everyone talks about for the bubblegum flavors. They also came out with an orange cream flavor, being competitive with all the other orange creams on the market. It is generally known that Ghost just does an amazing job overall. But then they did something I personally consider to be revolutionary. Not sure if anyone else agrees. It was another brand name collab, and that brand name collab was with Swedish Fish. How can you even say the word Swedish Fish without cracking one open? No matter what I'm doing, I'll be at work, crack this open, take a sip, my boss can walk by and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, don't interrupt me while I'm drinking my Swedish Fish. That first sip, amazing, takes me to another world. Don't ask me, boss, why are you talking to me? I didn't give you permission to talk to me. Write me up, see if I care. I'm drinking my Go Swedish Fish. Now, if you haven't seen my video on Go Swedish Fish, I highly recommend you check it out. There will be one minor spoiler here when I tell you the score, but still, it's definitely a video worth checking out because this Ghost Swedish Fish scored a perfect 10. Yes, you heard me right, a perfect 10. And why is that such a big deal? Well, no other energy drink has scored a perfect 10. You can't get any higher than 10. And other people could potentially get a perfect 10, but in the 4 to 5 years, or in the 4 years of doing, my channel, I think it was about 4 years, and nothing had gotten that high. And the Ghost Swedish Fish, just it's excuse me. And of course, if you've tuned in recently to my regular rotation live stream on Friday, I try to do a live stream every Friday night going over what's in my regular rotation. People like to see what I drink each week. You would think that a perfect 10 would be in there several times each week, but the truth is, it is such an amazing drink that I almost save it for like special occasions. I save it for when I'm just looking for a really amazing treat because I don't want to get burnt out on it. I love it so much that if I drank this every single day because it's so delicious, I feel like it would start to wear off on me and I might not like it as much. And the truth is, it's also pretty sweet, so not sure if I could drink it every day. And there have been cases when I did have 2 a week, sometimes 3 a week, but typically my regular rotation for the month, I might have it once or twice a month. How can I only have a perfect 10 twice a month, maybe 3 times a month? It's because I like variety, I like different drinks, and I use it as my special treat. They just did an amazing job with it, and I'm sure not everyone agrees that it's a perfect 10, but if you're someone who actually enjoys and likes Swedish Fish, I think you'll agree it's a perfect 10 because it's melted Swedish Fish in a can. And it's the same thing for Sour Patch Kids. Even though I said that they're great and didn't give it a 10, if you're someone who likes Sour Patch candies and you had the Sour Patch Ghost, you're probably saying all those Sour Patch and Warheads are a perfect 10 because they did an amazing job. All personal preference, but we can all agree all of their flavors have been really, really great drinks. I mean, brand name collabs, who would have thunk it? Ghost did. They brought them to you, and right now they're working on it. As of the release of this video, I think it's been announced already, but they're doing Welch's Grape. Yes, once again, not a preferred Caffeine Man flavor, but if you're gonna be doing grape, why not do Welch's Grape? A brand name collab with one of the best grape juices out there. Ghost knows how to get it done. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. Even though I might not buy it personally, I think they're gonna be doing an amazing job with it. Because like I said, they do an amazing job with all of their flavors. Every single flavor on this table is an amazing Ghost flavor. All these right here on the table, because they know how to do a good job with their drinks. With such great and amazing flavors, who could ever even compete with Ghost and what they've accomplished? And along comes Gorilla Mind. Some people have called them the Ghost clone, others a little more harsh, saying they're the Ghost copycat. Others who are fans say Ghost on steroids, and there have even been some people who call him the Ghost Crusher. And of course, all those people are just my multiple personalities, but I think you get the idea, you get the picture. They're doing a great job, they're competitive. Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. Now let's face it, they definitely had a lot of pressure on them. I mean, with so many energy drinks already being on the market, it's tough for any company to jump into the energy drink game and expect to be as great as all the other energy drinks out there and be competitive. Not only that, but they also had to live up to all the marketing of having the best nootropic energy drink out there. With all of those nootropics that they told you were gonna be in there, how could they possibly cover up the flavor of all those supplements in there? Could they ever be competitive against all the other energy drinks? And the answer was a super loud yes. Yes, they can be competitive. Yes, they can do an amazing job. And yes, they can cover up all of the ingredient flavors with an amazing flavor all their own. And how did they do it? They just did. They're like, here, and we're like, wow, thanks. They blew us away with flavor. And I mean flavor. I mean, I'm getting ready to punch you with flavor. They're giving you flavor. if you like sweet, not sickly sweet, some people say, but not too sweet, but if you like sweet, strong flavors, that's what they're giving you. They're not giving you a late and refreshing drink. They're not giving you a healthy flavor drink. They're giving you, I mean, we're talking about like really good, and we're talking about knock you out of your chair good. We're talking Tyson versus Spinks. We're talking Douglas versus Tyson. We're talking George Foreman versus Michael Moore. I mean, if you don't know boxing in these boxy terms, that's okay, because I honestly just Googled myself. But the point is, Gorilla Mind has some knockout flavors. But let me not get too far ahead of myself here. I'll jump ahead. Let's start off talking about their first 4 flavors that they released to the market that everyone was expecting big things from. The first 4 flavors were Arctic White, Black Cherry Vanilla, Orange Rush, and Exotic Kiwi. And I wasn't overly excited. None of those sounded good to me. They weren't preferred Caffeine Man flavors, but I could understand what they were doing. They went with your standard Arctic White, your semi-citrus kind of flavor, you know, like your White Monsters and stuff like that. They went with an Orange Rush, an orange, which is a staple in any line, but they did switch things up with some Black Cherry Vanilla and an Exotic Kiwi. But like I said, not really preferred Caffeine Man flavors. But that being said, Arctic White was my top rated Arctic White flavor. One of my the top rated Arctic White kind of flavors on the market. It was really good, and it is different than your regular citruses. It's not your standard citrus. It's your Arctic flavors, your frost flavors, your glacier kind of flavors. They're a little bit different than citrus, but they have that citrus feel to them. As for the Orange Rush, yeah, don't really like orange flavors, but it was one of my top rated orange flavors too. They made me a believer in orange drinks, and I said, wow, I actually like an orange drink. This is bizarre. As for Exotic Kiwi, well, it's one of the only straight up kiwis that are on the market, and I never knew I liked kiwi until I actually had the Gorilla Mind Exotic Kiwi, because it's just absolutely amazing and probably one of the best kiwis on the market. Granted, the only straight up kiwi. There's tons of strawberry kiwis and other kinds of kiwis. Well, they went Exotic Kiwi, and they did a great job with it. As for the Black Cherry Vanilla, definitely still not a preferred Caffeine Man flavor, and I thought that it was really good, but I didn't go crazy over it like I have all of the other Gorilla Minds, and it is the lowest scoring Gorilla Mind for me, but they still did a great job because there's not many Black Cherry Vanilla energy drinks out there. Any other Black Cherry Vanillas out there usually got taken off the market because they didn't do a good job with it. This is still on the market because they actually nailed the flavor. So it might not have scored super high for me, but they are one of the companies that got it right. After those first 4 flavors, they promised you that they were going to be bringing you a new energy drink every single month. Yeah, okay, every month for the remainder of the year. Yeah, I like to see that happen. You guess what? They did it. They kept their promise and brought you a new energy drink every single month for the rest of the year. Yeah, that's craziness, but I mean, it's good planning on their part. They planned it all out. And it wasn't until their 14th flavor that I realized, it took me that long, I'm a little slow I guess, but it wasn't until their 14th flavor, the Blackberry Lemonade, that I realized I now know why all of these drinks are amazing, and that's because they all have an amazing base flavor. Not every company has a base flavor, but certain companies brand themselves and have, like, Red Bull has their own Red Bull flavor, Monster has their own Monster flavor, and certain companies just have their own base flavor to them. And sometimes you can pick out the company just by that base flavor. You're like, oh, this has that A-Shock flavor to it, or oh, this has a G Fuel feel to it. And like I said, not every company does it, but Gorilla Mind does, and their base flavor is just a really great base flavor. I would love for them to have an original Gorilla Mind flavor just to see what that base flavor is, but it's a really good base flavor, and then they complement it with what the actual flavor is supposed to be, and they don't even complement it. They just punch that other flavor out of the way and say, boom, get out of here, base flavor. We're the star of the show, and they give you an amazing, strong, solid flavor. And each and every release of Gorilla Mind came close to the top of the chart, if not the top of the chart, for each one of the flavor categories. At least 3, 4, maybe even 5 have hit the top spot of the Caffeine Man rating chart for that flavor category. And if it didn't, it might be second, it might be third, but all of the flavors are amazing. And they even succeeded when it came to flavors that are just your standard flavor that you don't think are going to be that amazing. I don't really like orange and grape, but they are staples in your soda lines, your energy drink lines. It's just your most common flavor, and they tend to just be mostly the same. Some companies a little bit better than others, but Gorilla Mind made my favorite orange drink. They made it a good flavor. They made me believe in orange. Grape, they made me believe in grape. Don't really like grapes, but I said, you know what? I might want to have that wild grape every now and again. And it's gonna be interesting when this company comes out with their Welch's grape, who's gonna have the better grape? Because if anyone can make you a believer in grape besides Gorilla Mind, gonna be Ghost. But when you succeed at making great regular standard flavors, we're always curious how you're gonna do with the creative flavors. They came out with a strawberry candy that was amazing. They actually came out with a lychee bomb when there's not many lychee drinks out there. I believe there's only 1 or 2 drinks that have lychee in the name, and Gorilla Mind came out with a lychee bomb. And how can you not crack open a Gorilla Mind lychee bomb? Just saying it, lychee bomb makes me think, boom, gotta drink some. It's so unique, and not a ton of people have had lychee. It's one of those things that it's not super common like in the US, but when you go on vacation, you get some lychee, like, oh, you want some lychee? Like, what the heck's that? Like, trust me, you'll like it. Trust me, you'll like it. This lychee bomb is the bomb. It just goes to show that every flavor that they make, they put everything into it to make it a phenomenal drink. Then, after numerous releases, Gorilla Mind decided that they wanted to wage war. And let's face it, we all know in the energy drink community that there was already a war going on. We were already arguing whether Ghost or Gorilla Mind was better, and it was a fight to the bitter end. I mean, like I said, people used to argue over Monster and Bang or Reign versus Bang, since Monster owns Reign. No, Monster owns Bang now too. But people are fighting tooth and nail whether Ghost is better than Gorilla Mind or Gorilla Mind is better than Ghost. Which company is better? Who has the better flavors? Who has better ingredients? Who has better effective dosages? And this is just a common general debate that they have, but Gorilla Mind brought it to the forefront. If anyone had any question as to if they were competing with each other, Gorilla Mind went ahead and made a sour watermelon candy. Sour watermelon candy. What's that sound like? Can anyone say sour watermelon warheads, which is a candy? Oh, it's on. If you had any doubt that these companies were competing with each other, it was now confirmed. These two companies are the Red Bull and Monster of the supplement energy drink companies. They're fighting it out, and Derek turned around and said, hey, Ryan, Dan, we can do it too. Did the sour watermelon candy rival the Ghost Warheads watermelon? Gorilla Mind didn't have a big fancy brand name collab backing them up, so how could they possibly compete? But it did compete. It did an amazing job making an absolutely phenomenal sour watermelon candy flavor to be competitive with the Ghost Warheads. Now the jury is still out which one is better, and people will get into the ring and fight you as to which one is better, but they are both phenomenal. They are both amazing. Whether you like one or the other, it doesn't matter, because they are so both. I can't say it enough. You're gonna hear me saying that. You're gonna hear me oohing and ahhing over these drinks this whole video. But how can one be better than the other? Well, when it all comes down to it, I made the Caffeine Man rating chart, and when I came up with the Caffeine Man rating chart, it was a 1 to 10 system, but I went to that first decimal place because I knew at some point I would have to use those decimal places. I knew that you could have 2 great drinks, and whether it's an 8 or an 8.5, there's something in between 8 and 8.5. There's something between 9 and 9.5. Something can be slightly better than the other, so make it a 9.2 or 9.3, because nothing is really going to be even. You know, you can't call a whole classification of like 100 drinks, oh, this one's an 8, but these are all 8.5s. So no, there's stuff in between. Therefore, when it came to the scores, Gorilla Mind Sour Watermelon Candy got a 9.5. Yeah, 9.5. Listen, when you're in the nines, you got a great drink. When you hit 9.5 and higher, it's amazing. And the decimal places don't even matter. But the Caffeine Man rating chart is based on flavor alone. The potency of the flavor, effectiveness, ingredients doesn't matter. It's flavor alone. And Ghost Sour Watermelon Warheads got a 9.7, so it did beat out the Gorilla Mind one. And the reason for that extra 0.2 is because it had just a little bit more sour to it. It really delivered on the king of the sours name, giving us something a bit more sour. So yeah, Ghost did win out. But listen, some people said, that Warhead Sour Morning is so good, but maybe if it was a touch less sour. Gorilla Mind says, we got your back. But like I said before, when it comes down to it, the biggest thing people care about is the flavor and how do these two companies compare with their flavors. Well, the only thing that I have to go on is by my Caffeine Man rating chart, and as we all know, when it comes to reviews, it is based on preference. Everyone has different taste buds, but even though I don't like certain drinks like lemonades, orange, grape, I still give them an honest and fair review and try to tell you how good of a grape it is. Even if I don't really like grape, I know what a good grape tastes like, and I try to score all the drinks as accurately as possible to their flavor. Well, once again, there is still going to be some differentiation in what my preferences are to yours. I like the strong, super potent drinks, so drinks like Celsius and lighter, more healthy flavors don't really rank that well because I don't think they're that strong in flavor. Caffeine Man rating charts based on flavor. If you don't got a strong flavor, it's not going to rate that well. So when we take a look at these two companies, I am going to add up all the scores of all the drinks, take that number, divide that number by the number of drinks that there are to give you the average score of the flavors for the company. Therefore, when it comes to the flavors, whoever has the highest average ends up being the winner for the flavor profile of how they taste. So when we look at flavor alone, not price, not availability, not effectiveness, but based on flavor alone, Ghost scores a 9.35. What an amazing average for having that many drinks in their line. As for Gorilla Mind gets... Got a little dramatic pause for the commercial there, unless you have the commercial blockers. But yeah, sorry about the commercial. You guys just skipped that right away. You're like, what? How could he put a commercial right there? Skip. But Gorilla Mind gets a 9.382. Yes, we had to go to the second decimal place to get a winner. That's how neck and neck these two companies are for flavor. When you're that close, is there really a winner and a loser? Definitely not. Amazing flavors. But does that mean Gorilla wins? No. Caffeine Man rating chart is just based on flavor alone. There are lots of other things to be considered when you're trying to be the best energy drink company out there. What about the ingredients? What about the kind of caffeine it uses? What about the effectiveness? What about price and availability? We need to look at everything as a whole to determine which company has the full package. So, which company wins? To be honest, it's really going to be a matter of what your favorite flavor profile is, because if you like sours, you're going to be going with the king of sours, Ghost, because they know how to do the sours right. And even though Gorilla Mind does have that one sour, Ghost has like 6 or 7 sours. But if you're someone who really likes the effectiveness of your drinks and likes nootropics for the focus, then you're probably going to go with Gorilla Mind. Therefore, it's really going to be a matter of what your preferences are for flavor and effectiveness and your personal preference. Thank you all for joining me today. I really... What? Why are you interrupting me? I have to say my personal preference? No, I don't. How can I say which one is better? I am gonna get murdered in the comments. Oh, you don't care? Yeah, well, it's not you that has to read the comments. I gotta read them and respond to them. I mean, what about a potential sponsorship? Yeah, we know that's not gonna happen. They got a good point over there. It's my pit crew. All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's make some enemies. This is the part of the video that I hate the most, and you guys seem to love it the most. Sickos. Everyone loves a good controversy. Get to express their opinions and stuff. Can't wait to hear what Caffeine Man says, because I'm going to say the opposite. I'm going to yell at him, going to scream at him, going to tell him he doesn't know what he's talking about, even if I agree with him. But anyway, it goes without saying, both of these companies, amazing companies, do a great job with their drinks, and it's nearly impossible to pick out which one is going to be your favorite because they're both amazing. In case you still want to sponsor me. But if I had a G to the U to the N to my head, I have to say it that way because YouTube will just flag you, and if I said the actual word, so freaking snowflake world we live in, then I'd have to make a choice. And to make that choice, I would need to go over my decision-making process with you so that you could understand the choice that I made without me just blurting it out. Plead my case. As for the length of this video, am I doing it just to make it longer? Am I stalling? Heck no. I mean, if you made it this far, clearly you can wait a little bit longer. You're in the end game now. It's probably like my longest video in the history of videos. Probably even longer than my Gorilla Mind review. That was like half the length of Derek's, which was like an hour or something like that. But yeah, a long video, worth it? Heck yeah, it's worth it. Ghost versus Gorilla Mind, worth it. Come on now. First up, price. Doesn't affect me. Now, I'm not rich or anything like that, don't get me wrong, but I honestly don't know how someone can complain over 50 cents. Oh my goodness, these drinks are so expensive. Oh my goodness. Like 50 cents? I mean, there are those people, and you probably know them. You might be one of them, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it, but there are plenty of people that drive to the next city to save 2 cents per gallon on gas. In what? Their 12-gallon tank? You just drove across the city to save 24 cents. You probably spent more than 24 cents driving to that gas station, but that's what some people do. So some people get outraged that, oh my goodness, this drink is so expensive. But listen, you're paying to get a better quality product. If I had a chance to drink an okay drink for like $2.50, but you're gonna give me something that I deem to be much more superior, make me happy, knock me out of my socks, then I'll pay 50 cents extra for it. That being said, I don't typically pay retail prices for drinks because I am kind of cheap, and I do basically buy in bulk because I drink a lot of energy drinks. So I try to save money by buying them on special, so the price doesn't overly affect me. But if I was in a convenience store and I did have to choose a drink, I wouldn't choose it based on price. I would choose it based on the flavor that I like the best. Therefore, for me, price, not really a factor. Availability. Ghost is much easier to get. If I am out and about, I can pretty much stop at any gas station, any convenience store, and find Ghost. Whereas Gorilla Mind, you have to get it at either GNC or Vitamin Shop. At the moment, who knows when you're watching this video, they could be in every store known to man, but as of right now, they are only in Vitamin Shop and GNC, and each one of those stores only has a couple of each flavor, or more than a couple, maybe 4 or 5 of each flavor, but you're not going to find all of them at one store. So when it comes to availability, Ghost does have a little bit of a leg up, but once again, referring back to the price issue, I don't really have to worry about availability because all I do is purchase everything online, have it delivered to my house for me. It is a rare occasion if I am out and need to find an energy drink that I'm looking for. So pricing, availability, not something I take in consideration in my decision-making process. And I say that because pricing and availability might be something big in your decision-making process. If you have to drive an hour to go to Vitamin Shop to pick up a drink because you don't like buying them online, well then guess what? You're probably not going to be getting Gorilla Mind. But if you can go right down the street and pick up any flavor Ghost that you want, Ghost might be your preferred company. Effectiveness of the drink. Typically in my reviews, I don't talk about the effectiveness of a drink, and I don't talk about how much energy it gives me or what energy drink gives you more energy. And the reason for that is because everyone's body is different. Some people are going to get more energy from certain ingredients. Other people are going to get more energy from other ingredients, and everyone's body is different. I can't say I'm getting 5 hours of energy out of this when someone else might get 2, someone else might get 8. It all varies. So I don't talk about that stuff in my videos at all. But for me personally, I've been saying for years that I hope nootropics catch on. When the first nootropic energy drink was released, I said, wow, I really like the concept of nootropics, and I really feel that it is going to be the wave of the future, or at least I hoped it was. And it did. Nootropics are not only important to me, but I can't say it enough, nootropics help everybody. Anyone who drinks an energy drink whatever energy drink it is, Monster, Red Bull, Rockstar, any of your regular energy drinks, you can always benefit from a nootropic energy drink more because you're going to get the energy and you're going to get the focus, and everyone can benefit from concentration and focus. These drinks aren't just pre-workout. They are good for everybody. They're good for pre-workout. They're good for students. They're good for anybody. Anyone that drinks an energy drink can benefit from nootropics, and I am a huge fan of nootropics. So for me, that weighs a little bit heavier towards the Gorilla Mind than Ghost, but Ghost still does have nootropics in it. Flavor and enjoyability. This is what it comes down to. I'm not going to be drinking a drink just for its benefits. Yeah, Fit Aid is amazing. It's got tons of healthy ingredients in it, tons of vitamins, tons of stuff that's good for you, but it tastes like crap. Sorry, Fit Aid, it does. But if you give me something great tasting with good ingredients, well, that's another story. And of course, this is where personal preference and opinion come into play. Once again, these are my opinions and my taste profiles. Gorilla Mind has a mango peach that I absolutely love. One of my top rated mango peaches or peach mango flavors. I hate that it's so hard to find, but hopefully they release it to more stores soon. The theory behind it was Derek wanted to be nice to small owners, small businesses, supplement shops, released it just to them so people would go there. But Derek, as nice as that is, you kind of need to man up and give it to the masses because mango peach is a staple in anyone's line, and we appreciate what you're doing for small businesses, but we all want mango peach more readily available. So maybe availability does play into it a little bit, you know? And I could get the mango peach if I wanted to, but I'm not paying full price at $34.99 only to be smacked with $18 to $20 in shipping. So maybe price does matter a little bit too, a little bit. For certain flavors, their mango peach is hard to find. The citrus rain that they have, also kind of hard to find. But they also have a tropic storm that I am a huge fan of, and the more I drink it, the more I love it. And if you watch my Friday live streams, you'll see that it is in the regular rotation each week, because now that I can buy it at BOGO 50 from stores, that's what I have been doing. And now Lychee Balm is also at GNC. For over a year, you could not find the Lychee Balm in stores, and now it's available at GNC. And sometimes I can't even tell if I like the Lychee Balm or the Tropic Storm more. So, you know, when that happens, I still can't tell, so I gotta drink them both. I'll have a Tropic Storm tomorrow, and I still won't be able to tell, so I'll have a Lychee Balm the next day. But pretty much between the Mango Peach, Tropic Storm, and Lychee Balm, those are my top 3 Gorilla Mind flavors. But let's talk about Ghost, the king of the sours. Yeah, those sour drinks, right? As amazing as the sours are, as amazing as they scored on the Caffeine Man rating chart, it's just not something I drink. And out of their 17 flavors, it's like 6 or 7 of them are sour flavors. So that's a decent portion that I don't drink from them. But they do have the perfect 10 from the Caffeine Man rating chart. Yeah, we still got this Swedish fish to go. My goodness. Oh, perfect 10. But like I said, though, it can be a little bit sweet from time to time. But I think it goes without saying, when you score a perfect 10 with the Swedish fish, it really makes the option between the two companies a lot easier. So I have to say that the number one company for me when it comes to the two companies, hands down, is Gorilla Mind. Yes, Swedish Fish is a perfect 10, but when it comes to the two brands, Gorilla Mind has 3 drinks that are in my regular rotation that I really, really like, and I definitely love that it has more nootropics in it, and I love the effectiveness of the nootropics. I can feel it just a little bit more with Gorilla Mind, and although Ghost does have great, amazing flavors, it seems to be Gorilla Mind is the one that I'm leaning towards because they actually have more flavors that I like. When it comes down to it, Ghost is an amazing company. Ghost has amazing energy drinks, and they are an absolutely amazing supplement company. They have amazing protein powders. They have amazing pre-workouts. They have amazing supplements in all different forms. They have an amazing team of people. I've talked to numerous people there, all super nice, really great people. And if you even want to meet some of the people, they actually have a YouTube channel so you can watch them in their everyday work environment. They're so funny, they're so jovial, they're just really great people making a great product. And you can even find out what products they have coming up that they'll be releasing soon, because they talk about how the products are made in their videos on YouTube. I even met Dan Larenko, one of the two co-founders of Ghost. He is an amazing guy. Just listening to him speak in podcasts and in interviews, a very humble guy, great beginnings, and he actually took the time. He spent several hours with me when I was on vacation in Vegas, because besides their Chicago office, they also have an office in Vegas, and he took time out of his day to talk to me and chit chat about energy drinks for several hours. It was an amazing experience from an amazing company, an amazing guy. I got nothing bad to say about Ghost. They do a great job in everything that they do. That being said, Gorilla Mind has more flavors that I enjoy. It has more ingredients that give me more benefits, and at the end of the day, I see myself purchasing Gorilla Mind more than I purchase Ghost. So when it comes to this battle, both super amazing companies, but for me, Gorilla Mind wins. And now this is where I ask for trouble. Asteroid, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm going for the gusto. I'm gonna cause some trouble here. Leave me a comment down below telling me which company you like the best, and don't hold any bars. If you're gonna throw shade at me, go ahead and do it in the comments. I just ask that you don't use any profanity. All that stuff gets filtered out, but definitely feel free to tell me your opinion. I value everyone's opinion, and I want to know which company you like better and what your favorite drink is from each of those companies. If you want to see any of my reviews on Gorilla Mind, you can check out that playlist right there. Got all my reviews in there. If you want to see any of my reviews on Ghost, check out that playlist right there. All my Ghost reviews are there. Definitely check out caffeineman1.com. That's my own personal website. Yeah, check that out. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.